Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Sir Alex and welcome to my channel. This is gonna be a new segment on my channel and it will be called Learn with Sensei. On this segment, I will create a video lesson as a content to somehow supplement the learning of the learners for the new normal. Alright, so I think that's enough introduction, and without any further ado, let's begin. Today we will be discussing the next. But before we dig into that, let us state our objectives for this lesson. At the end of the topic, we will be able to identify the network operating system, determine the types of network operating system, and compare and contrast the differences of network operating system. Those are our objectives. And now, let's move on to our topic. The contents of this lesson are the following. First, the network operating system. Second, types of network operating system. Third, differences of network operating system. And lastly, the advantages and disadvantages of network operating system. So the network operating system, or NOS, actually this is the thing na ginagamitan sa paghinga. That's not that. So, network operating system is a computer operating system that facilitates to connect and communicate various autonomous computers over a network. The computer or the network operating system acts as a director to keep or facilitate the network so it will run smoothly. A common example, so yung pinaka-common example ng network operating system natin ay yung collection of personal computers. So nakikita nyo yon sa mga computer shop. So yun yung example ng network operating system. Yung merong server at merong mga client. So dito nga sa network operating system, meron tayong tinatawag na server. So ano nga ba yung server? Server is a piece of hardware or software that provides functionality for the client. So it provides. So binibigyan niya ng functionality yung mga clients or yung mga computers na connected with the server within the same network. So yung architecture na meron yung server at client ay tinatawag na client-server model. Okay, next we have the servers can provide various functionalities called services. So yung mga functionality na binibigay ng server sa mga clients, so yun ay tinatawag nating services. So take note of that. Next, so ito yung example ng client-server model. So meron tayong server, meron tayong switch, and sa switch na yon, doon nakakonect yung iba't ibang clients natin. Also, kapag merong additional resources dito or shared resources, nakakonect din siya dito sa switch. So next we have the types of servers. First, the database server. This type of server keeps the data in a central location that can be regularly backed up. So dito sa server client model, centralized yung pag-save ng files. Kaya hindi lang sa mismong computer mo mismo nakasave yung files, kundi nakasave din yung file na yon sa mismong server. So, centralized yung pag-i-store ng data. Next, we have the file server. A file server is a computer containing files available to all users connected to local area network or the LAN. So, yung file server naman, yung mga files na meron sa server ay pwedeng i-access ng mga clients. Next, we have the mail server. A mail server or email server is a computer system that sends and receives email. So, ang keyword nandito kay mail server ay send and receive email. And next is print server. A print server is a software application that manages print request. So, dito naman si print server yung nagmamanage ng mga request for printing ng mga clients. For example, si Computer 1 and Computer 2 and Computer 3 ay nag-print at the same time. So, ang gagawin ngayon ng print server, siya ngayon yung mag-accommodate or mag-a-allow ng mga request, yung mga print request ng mga clients. The web server. A web server is a computer that runs websites. it's a computer program that distributes web pages as they are requisitioned. So dito naman si web server, ipinapakita niya yung web page kapag ni-request lang ni client. So next we have the role of a server. The role of a server is to share data and resources. So sabi ko kanina, sa server meron tayong tinatawag na file server, di ba? So yun yung role ni server. Nag-share siya ng data and also yung mga resources. Second, distribute functions over a number of computers. So yung mga functions na yun, ano na nga ba yun ulit? Ang functions ay tinatawag nating services. Tama. So yun yung another role ni server. Siya yung nagbibigay ng functions or services sa lahat ng clients. Third, it allows access to shared resources by a number of users concurrently. So, siya nagbibigay ng access sa mga shared resources. Ano yung mga shared resources na yon? For example, yung printer natin, yung scanner. So, yun yung mga example ng resources. Softwares and peripheral devices are shared. Pag sabi software, these are the application na installed sa ating computer. So, yung mga software na yun, for example, yung Microsoft Office Word, or yung sabi natin yung Office Productivity application, yung Microsoft Office. Kung si server ay mayroong naka-install na ganong software sa kanya, yung software na yon pwedeng ma-access or pwede niyang i-share sa mga clients niya. So, yun yung isa pang role ni server. So, lahat ng meron si server na i-share niya sa mga client. Now, moving on to types of network operating system. First, we have the peer-to-peer network operating system. It allows the users to share network in a common network location. So, dito sa peer-to-peer network operating system or peer-to-peer NOS, ito ay walang specific na server, wala ring specific na client, kundi lahat ng computer na connected within the same network, they are all equal. So, lahat sila nakakapag-access ng mga resources nang walang delay. Hindi mo kailangan ng approval ng sino mang computer para makapag-access ka ng mga resources. Yun yung sa peer-to-peer. So, ito yung itsura ng peer-to-peer. And so, may mga computers and yung mga computers na yun ay na-connect within the same network. And the second type ng ating network operating system ay yung client-server NOS or client-server network operating system. So ito yung kanina pa natin dinidiscuss, yung merong client or yung merong server and then merong number of clients na nakakonect sa kanya within the same network. So it gives the users access to resources that are saved through the server. So lahat ng resources ay nakasave through the server and kailangan or bago magkaroon ng access si client sa mga resources na to, kailangan pa ng permission ni server. And ito yung example ng ating client-server network operating system. So, meron tayong server, meron tayong switch, and meron tayong clients, and as well as yung ating shared na printer. Now, tackle na natin yung comparison between peer-to-peer and client-server network operating system. So, dun muna tayo sa basic features. So, kay client-server, there is a particular server and clients that are connected with each other or to each other. So, merong server, merong client. Whereas, sa peer-to-peer, clients and server are not identified. Hence, each computer can act as client and server. So, dito kay peer-to-peer, gaya sabi ko kanina, pantay-pantay. So, walang specific na client, walang specific na server. So, next, comparison sa service. The client ask or command for service and the server respond with the command. So, si client, for example, magpiprint. So, si client ngayon, mag-a-ask ng permission kay server to use the printer. So ngayon, gagawin ni server sa request for printing ni client, i-allow niya ngayon for printing yung request. So, kailangan pa ng permission before using yung resources. Samantalang kay peer-to-peer, each computer can command for services and can also respond to the command of service. So, wala nang kailangan na permission. Kumbaga, makakapag-print ka right away. Next, we have the focus. Sa client server, the client's information is being shared to the server. So, yung mga information na meron sa mga clients natin, for example, we have 10 clients and 1 server. Yung information ng 10 client computers na yon ay shared sa server. Samantalang kay peer-to-peer, the information is connected with each other. So, yung mga information, for example, sa peer-to-peer network operating system, yung meron tayong computers doon, ay sabihin natin 5 computers na connected within the same network. Yung information ni computer 1 to computer 5, lahat yun. Yung information ng bawat computers na yon ay umiikot sa lahat or connected sa bawat computer. Next, the data. Client-server NOS has a centralized server where the data are stored. So dito kay client-server, centralized yung pag-store ng data. Yung mga client computers natin, lahat ng data nila ay nasa-save through the server. Samantalang kay peer-to-peer naman, each computer has its own data. So yung mga files sa peer-to-peer NOS ay nakasave lang within your computer, hindi sa server kasi wala namang server sa peer-to-peer NOS. Server as a basis for comparison. Sa client server natin, congestion of process may happen when several clients request for the services simultaneously. Pag sinabi ng congestion dito, nagkakaroon ng parang traffic sa pag-respond ng mga request. For example, we have 10 client computers na connected sa ating server. Ngayon, yung 10 client computers na yon or yung clients na yon ay nag-print sabay-sabay. Nag-request for printing ng sabay-sabay kay server. Ngayon, dito, nagkakaroon ng traffic para babagal yung process ng printing. Samantalang kay peer-to-peer, congestion of process will not happen because the services are provided by several servers distributed in the peer-to-peer system. So dito naman kay peer-to-peer, walang congestion. Kasi nga wala kang server, hindi centralized yung pag-access ng resources. So ngayon, ang mangyayari kay peer-to-peer, kapag ka, for example, nag-print ka, kaya mo nag-print without any delays. So walang nangyayaring traffic dito. Next, expense as a basis for comparison. Kay client server, expensive, mahal. Samantalang kay peer-to-peer, it is cheaper. And for the stability, kay client server, stable and scalable. So kay client server, kahit dumami pa yung numbers of computers or numbers of clients na connected kay server, stable pa rin siya. Whereas kay peer-to-peer, stability decreases as the number of peer increases. Habang lumalaki yung computers o yung peers na connected sa same network, yung stability ng peer-to-peer network operating system ay bumababa. Next is the advantage of network operating system. So first, highly stable centralized server. So number 2, security concerns are handled through servers. And pangatlo, server access is possible remotely from different locations and types of system. So now here are the disadvantages of network operating system. Number 1, purchasing the network cabling and file servers can be expensive. So totoo nga naman, masyadong mahal lalo sa pagbibili ng mga UTP cables natin and equipment. Pangalawa, if the file server breaks down, the files on the file server cannot be or become inaccessible. So pagka yung files or yung file server ay nasira or nagloko, gaya ng ex mo, joke lang yun. Okay, so yung files sa ating file server, for example, yung file server natin biglang nasira, yung mga files na sinave doon, hindi na natin siya ma-access temporarily. Okay. So next, the third one, managing a large network is complicated. Masyadong komplikado kapag i-manage mo yung large network. It requires training. And a network manager usually needs to be employed. So gaya ko sabi kanina, bukod sa mahal, kailangan mo pa maghanap ng trained na person para sa pag-handle nun. And number four, viruses can spread to other computers throughout a computer network. So mas mabilis makapag-spread yung virus kasi nga nasa isang network lang kayo. So yun yung disadvantages ng network operating system. Okay, so before we end our video, let us have a recap. Okay, so that's it for our lesson today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell para lagi kayong ma-update and ma-notify sa mga lessons pa natin this following weeks.